Hello, welcome to this short video explaining the IHAA grading tables. The tables are available on the website. If you go to this link here, grading, and then the top link in the red box, table of required scores. That takes you to a page that contains two tables, one for student grades and one for horseback archer grades. The two tables work in a very similar way. I'm going to explain student grades first, then move on to horseback archer. The left-hand column, headed event, shows you the different events that you can do. For the student grades, they are all Korean. There are 6 different variations on the Korean listed. That's to give you as much choice as possible as to exactly what combination of target types you use. You don't have to do all of these. You don't have to do any in particular. You can pick any of these and go out and shoot them. You can see they're listed by distance, track distance, and also by the number of targets on the runs. Moving along, you've got set details. Each set is 6 runs, and you can see here where it says 1-2, that means it's 3 single shot, 3 double shot. Here, 1, 2, 3 is 2 single, 2 double, 2 triple, and so on. These 4 columns here, headed student grades, they show the scores that you need to achieve to get the relevant grade. You have to remember when using the student table that student grading is done using slightly different rules on times and scoring from the rules that you may be used to and that are used for the horseback archer grades. Those rules are specifically designed to get newcomers to the sport shooting well and with good archery technique before moving on to ride fast. So if you're using the student grades, do make sure that you're using the student scoring rules. You can use the online calculator that's linked to from the front page of the website. Take an example then. If I shoot a Korean 1-2, 3 runs of single, 3 runs of double. If I score a 5, that's an S1. I score a 7, that's an S2, and so on. This row here, headed total number of sets. As you move up the grades, and this will apply to horseback archer as well, as you move up the grades, the more consistency you need to show, and so the more scores you need to submit. The first time you shoot a grade at S1, you need 1, you've got your S1 grade. To get S2 or 3, you have to shoot 2 scores at the right level, and for S4 it's 3 scores, and they have to be shot on separate days. You don't have to shoot, for example, both of these scores on the same type of Korean. I could shoot a 7 on a Korean 1-2 and a 10 on a Korean 1-2-3. They're both S2, and I can submit those 2 and get my student 2 grade. You can also submit scores for more than one grade. So for example, if the first time I go out and shoot this Korean 1-2 I score 11, that's an S4 grade, but I can submit it straight away for my S1, and the next time I shoot an S2 I can submit this score again for my S2, and so on right the way through up to the highest level that you have achieved with that score. That's the student table. Horseback archer table is immediately beneath it. You can see it's very similar. It works the same way. The top 4 boxes are Korean. There are only 4 Koreans, not the previous 6. That's because to get a horseback archer grade you have to have done a Korean double shot and triple shot in your set. Other than that, it works exactly the same way. Here's your score that you have to achieve to get the right grade. Hungarian works exactly the same way. There are the scores. And Kabak, again, it works the same way. You don't have to shoot a Kabak for HA 1 and 2. You do for 3 and up. It's listed in number of hits. The only difference with Kabak is that whereas everything else you have to do your 6 runs in a single go, with the Kabak you can do it in 2 sets of 3 instead. The number of hits listed is the number of hits you have to score in 6 runs. These 4 Korean variants that appear on the horseback archer table, They all also appear on the student table. If you're going to do one of those 4 variants of Korean, you don't have to decide in advance whether you're trying for a horseback archer or a student grade. You can plug your scores and your times into the online calculator that's on the website, and that calculator will tell you what you've scored using the horseback archer grades and what you've scored using the student grades. You can then submit those scores either for student grades or for horseback archer grades, or for both, because it may well be that you've scored something that qualifies you for horseback archer grades and for student grades, and as I said earlier, you can submit the same set of 6 for as many grades as it qualifies for. I hope that explains the tables. Please do read the rules on the website, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to get in contact through the website.